Well, hello, good morning. So grateful to be here this morning, bringing you some yoga as healing. If you are getting the chance to practice with me live, I would love to hear where you're practicing from, whether you're Nebraska, Australia. Remember, I got to work at least one accent in there. Anyway, let me know where you're practicing. If you practice after the fact, I still would love to know. It's so fun to see. And I really want to say thank you to every single one of you. Even if you don't watch the whole video, you just click on and you kind of check it out, piquing maybe the interest for one day. I just want to say thank you because of all of you that we are able to come together each week. And we're going to talk a little bit about the potency of this practice as we move on the mat today. I want you to grab a blanket if you have it, have a strap just in case if you have one. Again, not necessary. Blocks are also good. So yoga is healing. I always just say bring what you have, and if you have no extra props or accessories, don't worry about it. I usually always make do with what we have. So today we're going to work with rebalancing, okay? Rebalancing the body, rebalancing the mind to align more from the heart. Doesn't that sound like a great day? And I have to give a big old shout out to my husband. Happy birthday, John Finley. It's a big birthday. Well, last year was really a big, big birthday, but I love birthdays. Who else loves birthdays? So hop over to my husband's page if you know him and wish him a happy birthday. All right, I'm going to turn us around. Let me know if for some reason you can't hear me well. Once I step away, I'll check. Maybe not regularly, but I'll pop over and make sure we're at least doing okay. All right. Oh, look at my mat. It's quite crooked. Okay. I'll fix that. All right. So come onto your mat in an easy seat. Make sure that's still in the camera. We're doing good. Okay. Come onto your mat. I'm going to actually sit on one of my blocks for starting. I'm going to sit in a Virasana. Now, Virasana does not work on a lot of people's knees. So if you are exploring it and you had two blocks, you might be able to stack two up, and that actually could work, but don't worry about it. Just sit in an easy cross-legged position, or even sit in a chair for the warm-up, because sometimes people, their knees and the hips, it doesn't work well to sit cross-legged on the floor. So find an easy seat, whatever that looks like for you, okay? And let me know again. If the sound isn't great, you let me know. All right, so sit up nice and tall. And one of the things I had shared about on Facebook yesterday was that I remember the day when I used to just like live to go do yoga, right? Like just the whole experience of it, to go to the studio and to be with people and all those sorts of things. And then an inflection point happens, a moment in time where from that moment things change. And for me, that moment was when I had my first baby. And I probably had some mom guilt of leaving, and also a husband that worked all day, every day. And so I just felt like I had to get that time in, not when he was home. And so I did it while the baby was sleeping. And that was the time that my practice really started to shift. And I also really realized like I needed to do yoga for my life. It was that moment. And for some of you, that has happened during this pandemic where you loved going to the studios, like you loved it. And maybe you still are going or you're getting back into it. But my hope and my prayer is that for a lot of people, something that you developed in this time was that you actually got a home practice established. And I cannot the value of no matter what is going on in the world, I get goosebumps, like literally, I wish you could see it. I'm not giving this up, right? Like I need this. I need this for my life. I need this for how I interact with my family. And I still have moments where I'm plenty not great, but it helps. It helps. There are things that roll off my back that would have in the past really got under me. Things that would have lived for days that maybe now it's only hours or even a few minutes. That's what this practice can do for you, but it takes time. Okay, yoga's not a quick fix. And most things that are worthwhile are not quick. This is a practice that's going to take some time to develop. But make no mistake, this practice will also impact your life in ways you can't even imagine. So thank you for coming to the mat today to rebalance the mind and body so we can align more fully with the heart. Okay? Sit up nice and tall. Close your eyes. Good morning, Juhi, and if you can't hear me, let me know. Begin to establish just a connection with your breath, okay? It doesn't need to be an ujjayi breath just yet. And even in this healing practice, I really encourage you more to just breathe in a way that feels, what's the right word? That it feels that you are able to establish a greater connection to yourself. So if you can't quite get the ujjayi breath today, don't worry about it. But I'm going to teach it a little bit in this first few minutes because it has some incredible benefits. So when you're breathing, what we're doing is constricting a little part in the back of the throat so that you can actually hear the sound of the breath. So I want you to imagine when you say whisper, okay? And that you're actually whispering, whisper, okay? And you feel that, go ahead if you're alone and you're not going to be weird, say it, whisper. And you kind of hear how you can notice how the breath is constricted in the throat. So what you're doing is as you're breathing in and you're breathing out, it's as though you're closing off a little part in the back of the throat so that you're almost sipping the breath in through a straw. So I want you to say whisper and then try to close your mouth. Say it again, whisper, whisper. Close your mouth. You might still, I'm not sure if you can hear with my mic, but now the harder part is to get it on the inhale. So it's usually easier to establish it first on the exhale and then try to drink it in on the inhale. Really will slow your breath down. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Why do you practice? That reason, and you'll come back to changing it probably again and again, but that reason, we'll find a point hopefully someday where it's bigger than the excuses of I don't have time, or you fill in the blank, right? I won't make the time. That's the harder one to swallow because your yoga practice, you guys, it doesn't have to be 60 minutes. It can be 5 minutes. It can be 10 minutes. Showing up, just doing a few moments of simple breathing can change everything. And the real yoga is when you leave. It's not actually on the mat. Experience is what follows intention. So we become more present with the fact that we are co-creating every single day. And then release your chin towards your chest. Let your hands come down to your legs. Now I know a lot of you have been sitting like I am for a bit, so we're going to come into a forward fold from here. So if you're cross-legged, use your hands any way you need to support yourself. Those of us on the shins, just walk your hands back as you begin to straighten your legs. I'm going to keep my feet about outer hip width apart and just sway it out side to side, letting the blood flow move back into our legs. Relax your head and neck.
Good. And then come to neutral. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Now you've got that block, so if you need it, just bring it underneath your hands. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold and bow. And do that a few times. You're trying to establish length on this inhale and allow your spine to become more straight, like you're in mountain pose through your upper back and through your legs, even though you're hinged forward. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, allow the sternum to go forward, the thigh bones to go back, the inner groins go back, and exhale, fold. Now take your hands to your hips, lift your shoulder heads up towards the sky, and with a straight spine, rise, come all the way up. Exhale, release your arms down by your sides. Good. We're going to reach the arms up over our head, breathing in. And now turn your palms out and exhale. Release your arms by your sides. So now bring in that Ujjayi breath. Turn your palms out, externally rotate your shoulders. Reach the arms up, breathe in. Turn your palms out, exhale. Release the arms back down. Again, inhale, reach up. Rooting down through the legs. Exhale, palms turn out. Now listen careful. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up until you get to parallel to the floor. Keep the left arm where it is, and inhale, keep the right arm going. And then exhale, you'll turn both palms out or down. Exhale down, and when your right hand is level with the left, both will come down. Right? So I talked about rebalancing body and mind. So this is as much mind here as it is body. Now you're going to do the other side. Inhale up, palms are up. Left arm's going to keep going. Exhale, both palms turn. When you feel like the arms are level, both are going to come down. Turn the palms out. Inhale, right arm's going to keep going. Exhale. Feel the brain having to work here a little bit. Inhale, reach. Left arm keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. Exhale. Feel the steadiness. Now, for fun, lift your heels as the arms go up. Inhale. Exhale. Try to lower the heels slow, 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 slow. I know it's hard. Inhale. Get to the highest point with the heels when you're at the top. Exhale. Slow, controlled lower all the way down. You're going to do it one more time. Inhale. One more each side. Exhale. Feel your core having to really awaken to control the heels. Inhale. This is the last time. Oh, it's doing so good. Have a little fun with it. If you're wobbling all over the place, I like jinxed myself. Done this last one. Exhale. Good. All right, shake it out. Shake it out. We're going to do a little bit of somatic movement just with the shoulders. So I want you to, this feels a little like 80s. I don't know why I'm saying 80s, but you'll see what I mean. So your right shoulder, you're going to move it forward. It's like a glamour shot. Reach it forward, but you really get a good stretch in the inner scapula. And then bring it back. You feel me here? Reach forward and back. Bring it forward and back. One more time. And if you need to, like, I never could get that down, but if you got a glamour shot going on, go for it. All right, humor, that realigns right back in with the heart. Left side, reach it forward, kind of dropping the shoulder forward, and then bring it back so you're hugging the shoulder blade back and down. Bring it forward. I can be serious about it too. Serious, more fun. And then bring it back. Two more. Bring it forward. Exhale, bring it back. Standing up tall, one more time. Bring it forward. Good, and bring it back. Good. Reach both arms up towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Now exhale, you're going to sit into malasana, so you may need to scooch the block back. Now, if you don't have a block and you're working with healing your knees, then I just want you to come to a modified chair. You can see I'm resting my forearms on my legs. Otherwise, you can come all the way down, sitting on a block or no block, okay? Exhaling here. Inhale, open your arms, palms facing forward. And then exhale, fold. You'll spin the heels out just a little bit. Good, relax your head and neck. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, back into the squat. Toes can turn out a little bit. Hands to the heart. Inhale, push to stand. And exhale, release your arms by your sides. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come into a squat. Inhale, reach the arms open. Push the back of your arms against your legs. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, back into the squat. Push to stand, breathe in. Arms by your sides, exhale. One more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, squat. Inhale, open the arms. Exhale, hands to the ground, fold. Lengthen the spine, breathe in. Exhale, back into malasana. Inhale, push to stand. Exhale, arms by your sides. Very good. Reach the arms up towards the sky, both at the same time. And like you're picking an apple, which is totally doable at this time, I want you to reach up with your right hand. And as you do, bend the left elbow so you can kind of feel that left shoulder blade hugging in. And you can make a fist if you like, or just kind of keep the hand soft. And then bring it back to neutral, both arms cactus. And then reach with your left arm, bend the right elbow in. And then back. Now we're going to add opposite heel. So you're going to reach with right arm, and as you do, I want you to lift your left heel up. So more weight's going into your right foot. And back to center. It feels really good. Okay, right heel lifts, left arm, reach it up, reach it up. Back to center. Again, reach with right, lift left heel. Back to center. Reach with left arm, lift right heel. You see how, again, we're working left and right brain here as we're doing these movements through the body. Inhale, reach, weight in your right foot, pick the left heel up, and center, and lift. And center. Good, hands to your heart. Just going to do a little twisting movement, okay? So feet again a little wider than your hips, hands to the heart, inhale. And I want you to push your right hand, left hand's going to come to your hip, push your palm and come onto the ball of your back foot, twist, and then hands back to the heart. And then push, left arm reaches forward, back to center. Inhale, exhale. Push, inhale, exhale. So getting the mobility through the upper spine. Inhale, push, strong straight arm, back to center, push, back to center. One more time, push, and back to center. Reach both arms up, breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. I'm going to circle back to the front of my mat. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, our right leg's going to step back into a lunge. If you've got padding for the back knee and you want it, bring it back underneath you. Walk your hands up your front thigh. Walk your hands up your front thigh. Good. Now breathe the belly back. So we're going to focus on getting the stretch here in the right quad, the right psoas. And I'm going to keep my back toes tucked. And if you prefer the top of the foot to the floor and that feels more steady, do that. Good. Now I want you to take your left hand to your hip and reach your right arm to the sky. Reach your right arm to the sky. And all I want you to do, you're not trying to push your pelvis forward. It's more of a, using my hand to almost lengthen the tail down and reach up through the right side body, looking down off the mat to the left. Good. Take another breath. We're going to do kind of a windshield wiper movement. The right hand is going to go down. Now, if you have a block and you want it, Right hand is going to go down. I'm going to keep the sole of the foot. It's Ardha Hanuman, but I'm going to keep the sole of the foot so I can stretch the top of my foot on the floor and reach the left arm to the sky. It's also a little bit more stable. You may notice some stretch come through the outer leg here. Now we're just going to kind of windshield wiper back and forth. So bend the knee, left hand comes back to your low back, right arm reaches up, gaze down to the left. And you can keep the gaze actually steady at a point the whole time. Just kind of keep looking in that direction as your body moves. It's a great kind of representation of the outer world moving, going fast, things going by, but you're having this steadiness using your drishti, that's what we call it, the gaze, on a specific point. The breath and the drishti staying steady, rebalancing the body and the mind. One more time. Reach up, breathe in, exhale. Good. Now top hand comes down. Come into the lunge. Bend your front knee. Both hands are around your left foot. And I want you to lift your sternum up tall. Now if you want more stretch, some days I feel more stretch with my hand on a block. I'm actually getting a lot with my fingertips down today, but some days I like the block. Under the hands. Gaze forward. Take a couple breaths here, breathing in. You're going to feel this stretch now, for some of you, a little bit higher than the quad, right into the hip flexors where your leg pulls in, right at the crease. Take another breath. Good. And then tuck your toes, lift your back knee, and we're going to step forward, switching our legs here in a moment. Right foot is down now, both feet at the top of the mat. Inhale, heart forward. And our left leg will go back. Back knee will drop down. Hands walk up your front thigh. Establishing a little bit of stretch here. Make sure your feet are hip width apart. So it was actually, for me, a hard thing to start doing slower practices. When I say I lived for going to yoga, I loved the vinyasa and even liked the hot for a while until I found out I was a little more pitta and it kind of just agitated me, but I don't mind it. If I can prepare for it, I don't mind it. All right, right hand's coming to your low back, left arm reaching up. But these are the practices. Inhale here, reaching up through the left fingertips. These are the ones that I feel like truly change my state of mind in such a different way. Straighten that front leg, pendulum the arms, left hand down, sole of the left foot stays down as right arm goes up. These are the ones that I feel like truly change the way I feel. They change my mood. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, breathe in. And it may be different for you, and that's okay. But what I want to encourage people to do, top hand down, bend that front knee, walk the hand so you're framing your right foot, is do challenge yourself to take time for a slower practice like a restorative or a yin or these healing classes. Different stuff's uncovered, right? Different stuff. Every practice has the potential to unlock a lot within us. And sometimes these slower paced classes, when you get quiet, you find out a little bit more sometimes. Good. Take another breath. But it can take some time. Tuck your toes because the mind prefers to be a little bit busy. Lift the back knee, push off, and step forward, top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold and bow. Reverse your swan dive, breathe in. Hands to the heart, exhale. Okay, we're going to put a couple of the somatic movements together that we did earlier. All right, so remember this one with the right arm going up. We're going to do each side just once, and then we're going to do the apple, call it the apple picker, one time each side, okay? The right arm is going to keep going first. Here we go. Option to lift the heels. Inhale. Turn the hands, exhale. Establish your gaze. Inhale. Left side keeps going. Palms turn. Both arms reach up. Inhale. Now lift with your right hand. Exhale, left elbow bends, reach. Inhale. Exhale, right heel lifts, right elbow bends, reach with your left hand. Good. Inhale. Exhale, release your arms by your sides. Do it one more time. This time, left arm is going to keep going first. Inhale. Turn the palms. Exhale. Try to lower those heels slow. I know it's hard. Inhale. Right arm keeps going. Turn. Exhale. You could do this just, you're hopping on right now, you could do this with us. Inhale, reach the arms up. Left side goes first. Lift your left arm first. Exhale, bend the right arm. Lift right heel. Inhale. Exhale, lift your left heel. Reach your right arm. Good. Inhale. Exhale, reach the arms out wide, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right leg steps back, back knee goes down. Reach the arms up. Inhale. Left hand to the low back. Look over your left shoulder left. Good. Straighten the front leg. Inhale. Cartwheel. Left arm up. Right arm down. Exhale. Bend into the lunge. Lift your back knee up. Breathe in. Exhale. Step forward. Lengthen the spine. Exhale. Left foot steps back. Reaching both arms up, breathe in. Twist, exhale, right hand to low back. Left arm reaches up. Straighten the front leg. Inhale, left arm down, right arm up. Exhale, bend into the lunge. Walk the hands down, framing the foot. Tuck your back toes. Inhale, lift your back knee. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold and bow. Relax your head and neck. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Now exhale, step back, plank pose, top of a push-up. Pause in your plank. You can always put your knees down, okay? Give yourself permission. Breathe in. And we're going to come all the way to the belly. Exhale. Come all the way down to the belly. Good. Arms are going to be by your sides. I'm going to scooch out a little bit so I'm not so close to this wall. All right, and I want you to bring your left cheek down to the mat. And I'm sorry if you're all muffled. Here, let me see if I can scooch this up a little bit. Okay, bring your left cheek down to the mat. Left cheek down. Good. Relax your shoulder heads. And all I want you to do is you're going to lift your head up. Keep your hands down to start. Lift your head up, and as you do, you are looking right, so your right leg is going to lift. Right leg is going to lift. And then exhale, set your right cheek down. Look left. And then you're going to now, looking left, you're going to lift your left leg. Okay, so we're making the brain pay attention here. Lift, left leg lifts, head lifts. Shoulder heads are even lifting, even though the hands are staying down. And lower. Now left cheek is down. Inhale, right leg lifts. Heads up. 7 up. Exhale. Was that game not the best game ever? Inhale, lift. What was your favorite game you played in the classroom that they probably don't play anymore? Exhale. Maybe don't answer that right now, but that's a very important question. You definitely want to answer later. Inhale. I loved heads up, 7 up. And lower. And then good old Red Rover, right? Where I can't believe nobody broke more things. Inhale. Lift. Exhale. Lower. See, sometimes you just have to let the mind have some fun too. Inhale. Sometimes it's not harming anything, right? Exhale, lower. One more time, left side. Inhale, lift. It's really easy for the shoulder heads to not lift here. So I can lift my leg without the shoulder heads. Lift the shoulder heads on the back. So different. Exhale. Now forehead down, lower. Okay, keep the hands down. Both legs are going to lift and the head and chest lifts. Now again, go ahead and relax your shoulders so you can feel that, but keep the legs up. Now lift your shoulder heads up. See if you can draw your shoulder blades down your back. Woo! For 3. Stay on the back. 2. And 1. Forehead to the floor. Hands by your rib cage. Push back into puppy pose. So lift up onto the knees. Walk the arms forward. Melt your forehead to the earth. Groins back. Navel to back body. Stretch the arms out. Good. Take a few breaths, breathing in. Exhale, breathing out. Good. One more. Maybe you open the mouth and sigh it out. Walk your hands back a little bit closer so they're underneath your shoulders. Bring your right foot forward in between your hands. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. And then seal that back heel down, and you're going to walk both hands over to the left. So you're in a wide-legged straddle forward fold. All right, right hand is going to come right under your chest. Legs are straight and strong. I want you to reach your left arm up towards the sky. Good. Now keep your right leg straight. Bend your left knee, and as you do, bring your left arm so it's parallel to the ground. Inhale. And then exhale, straighten the left leg and reach your left arm back up. Now you may prefer here to just look down, okay? So bend that left knee, same side, left arm reaches parallel to the ground. Exhale, open it up, push into the bottom hand, twist. One more time. Reach. Exhale, twist. Top hand comes down. Bring it right underneath your chest. Left hand is down. Both legs start straight as you reach right arm up to the sky. And it's easy for this left hip to drop. Try to keep the hips as level as you can, okay? Bend your right knee. Reach your right arm parallel to the floor. Palm is down. And then exhale, twist. Bend. Exhale, twist. One more time. Bend. Bend and snap, right? Exhale, twist. I'm going to be here at least for another 22 minutes. Hop hand down. Inhale. Hands under your shoulders. Inhale. Lengthen your spine. Now, if you have a block, you can grab it. Forward fold here. So top of your head coming toward or to the block. Make sure your weight is distributed between the whole sole of your feet. So it's very easy here and I'll turn sideways so you can see, it's very easy for the hips to go back behind the heels, okay? And I want you to keep your weight so that the center of your greater trochanter, your knee, and your ankle bone are all in one line, okay? They're all in one line. Which means that we often need a little bit more pressure underneath the ball of the foot and not just sinking back into those heels. Good. Now, hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, turn your right toes back towards the top of your mat. Pivot your back heel up and step to plank pose. Breathing in. Exhale. Remember, you can put your knees down. Lower all the way to your belly. One more time. Starting with your right cheek on the mat this time. Right cheek on the mat. Hands are by your sides. Palms are facing up. Thumbs are towards you. Now we're going to have the option to do your opposite arm. So, are you ready for this? Now, to keep it a little easier for your brain, if you're looking left, which we are, we're going to do the left arm going forward and the right leg lifting up. So the gaze coordinates this time with the arm. Okay? Okay. All right. So opposite hand's going to stay down. Inhale, left arm reaches, right leg lifts. So my left foot's down, my right hand's down, my chest is up. And then exhale, now left cheek will go down. It's the right hand that's going to go forward because I'm looking right. Inhale, Right arm forward, left leg lifts. Exhale, lower. This isn't easy. So you can always just keep it with the feet and then do the same with the foot as your gaze, okay? Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. So your arm is swinging from back by the hip all the way to the overhead plane. And lower. Last time. Inhale, lift. And now forehead down, lower. Both legs are going to lift up. Keep the hands down. Inhale. Go ahead, relax your shoulders just for a second. Keep the legs up. Now engage the shoulders. Lift the head of the shoulders up. Feel that difference in your back body. Gaze down the tip of your nose. Legs are hip distance apart. One more breath, shoulders moving down the back. And release. Good. Hands by your sides. Push up to all fours. Puppy pose. Walk the arms forward. Forehead to the floor. Good. Breath in. Breath out. Good. Let's come forward, and you're going to come onto your right forearm onto your right side, okay? Come onto your right forearm, and I just want you to get a little side body stretch here while I'm going to show you our next movement. So turn to the direction that you can actually see your camera or your computer, your phone. You remember those days when there were these things called cameras, right? I love seeing a camera. All right, so you're getting a nice side body stretch. So you can let your right shoulder kind of come a little closer to the ear so you're getting a nice stretch. If you want to straighten the legs, you might feel a little more stretch. So here's what we're going to do in a moment. We're going to be laying on our side. This is called propeller, okay? Let's scooch forward a little bit. And your left arm is over the top. So both hands are on top of each other to start. Your bottom leg is going to be bent. Your top leg is going to be straight, like it's part of your arms, part of the propeller. And we're going to be rolling. First movement is rolling onto the belly. So the left arm will reach. My right arm is going to kind of open. So both arms are like Superman. My cheek is just down on the ground, my right cheek. And then my left leg is going to go back. So I'm getting a big stretch across the front of the lower abdomen through the left side body. But I'm also getting a big stretch in the front, the anterior part of my right shoulder. Okay, so that's the first part of the movement. Then you come back, you'll bring your left hand in, and I'm going to show you all this. I'll cue all this. Bring it back, so you're laying on your arm again. Legs are back, leg goes back to straight. Then you're going to open, you're going to lay onto your back. Arms will kind of open into Superman. Now your left leg is going to swing forward. Okay? All right, so that's the movement, and I'll be cueing you through it. Now let's lay on your other side so you can get a side body stretch. So lay on your other forearm, your left forearm. Okay, lay on your left forearm. I'm going to show the movement one more time. While you're laying on that left forearm, getting the stretch. Remember, you can let your left shoulder kind of sink in. You're going to be laying on the side. We're going to lay to the belly. As you lay to the belly, the leg kicks back. You can just bring your left cheek to the mat. Arms are open. Then you'll bring the hand in to support you to come back. Leg is straight. And then you're going to open, and then the leg is going to swing forward as the arms reach. And then bring it back. Okay? All right. So let's go back to your first side. Let's go to your right side. All right, let's go to your right side. This is called propeller. It's a somatic movement, again, really helpful for the back. All right, palms on top of each other. You're resting your right side of your head on your right arm. Left leg is straight, just in line with the hip. And we're going to start by going to the belly first. So open your arms, let your left palm come down. Your right arm will have to move out, and your right cheek will come down. And now your leg is going to swing like it's reaching behind you. And the more my leg goes back, the more I feel it in the front of my right shoulder. Personally, that's where the biggest stretch is in my body. Now, if you happen to have a bolster or something and you wanted to support this back leg, the hard part's just getting it under your foot. But if you need it, we won't be here too long. but such a good stretch for the shoulder. Take another breath. Good. Now bring your left hand back in front of your face. Bring your left propeller leg so it's back to the midline, so it's back underneath your hip. And then push into that hand so you can work your right arm underneath. And then you're going to actually bring it over and across. So you can open now and lay on your back. Left arm opens. So you're still in Superman, but now your palms are up. Your left leg is now going to swing forward. So it's in line with that bent leg. And this is a nice, kind of more subtle stretch, but it really feels good. Perhaps you notice it through your glutes. Now, if anything I ever suggest does not feel good, as always, please, please, please listen to your body. And I prefer to hold these than move between them, just because I feel like it's a lot of movement in the shoulders. You might be able to rest your left leg on top of the right, but I find I get a little more stretch if I'm actually active in this bottom leg and I'm pushing the outer knee down against the ground and reaching through this left heel. Good. And then go ahead and just stack the knees and lay on your back from here. So just, your arms are kind of already okay. Just roll over onto the back. Okay, and then we're going to switch that around. Okay, we'll just switch the movement around. You don't have to switch on your mat. Just roll to the other side. I'm just going to turn so I can sort of still see you, even though I can't really see you, so it's really a make-believe world here. Okay, arms reaching over. Okay, top leg is going to go straight, bottom leg is bent. You're going to lay onto your left cheek of your face. Right arm's going to open, left arm's going to move out to the left. And now your right leg, your propeller leg, is going to swing behind you. And I have my left arm a little bit bent, and so is my right. They're not perfectly straight. Really opening up the lower quadrant of the right side of your abdomen. The front of the left shoulder. Take one more breath. And as you exhale, bring the right hand in. Bring your propeller leg back. That'll back off your stretch. And very gently, you just sort of slide your left arm. You don't have to lift your head. Just sort of slide your left arm back so that you can kind of let your head fall onto it. And then we're going to open and switch it around. So right leg is going to move on the diagonal in the same direction as your left knee. And then reach your right arm. Again, if you had a block and you're not wanting to hold the leg, you could let the block or your bolster support that leg. But you're reaching, so keep reaching. I find I prefer to not have it. It's a little bit more active, but if you want it, please feel free. So keep reaching, like somebody's kind of tugging on the right ankle and tugging on your right wrist, pulling the two away from each other. One more breath. Good. Bend your top leg in. Slowly roll. Come onto your back. Come onto your back. Arms by your sides. Extend your legs out. Reach your arms over your head. Now I want you to imagine you're kind of like a starfish here. Someone's tugging on just a wrist or ankle one at a time. So I'll cue you. So I want you to lengthen your right foot forward, like somebody's tugging on your right wrist or your right ankle. So your right hip lowers and your left hip hikes up a little bit. Both are still on the ground. And then exhale, release that. So it's helpful maybe if you needed to have your hands on those frontal hip points, if you need to feel it. And then left, imagine somebody's hugging on, pulling on that left ankle. And back to neutral. Now right arm, right wrist, reach that behind you, reach. So we're lengthen on one side, contract on the other. Center, left wrist, center. Do it one more time. Right ankle, lengthen it, Both glutes are staying down. Center. So you can see how this is so good for the sacrum, right? We're doing these little tiny movements. Left ankle, reach. Center. Now right wrist, reach. And feel how that hikes your left hip point up and lowers your right one. Center. And then left. Lengthens the left side, right side hikes up. And center. So good. Both feet flat on the floor. Both feet flat on the floor. Bring your arms by your sides. Bring your arms by your sides. Figure 4, yogis. Right ankle, hook it above your left knee. Pause for just a moment here before you pick your foot up. We do yoga so that we take pauses more often, that we notice more things. We start to begin to become more mindful. Let your left foot come off the floor of when we're being reactive versus taking a conscious response. Thread your hands, so left hand's around the outside, right hand is threading between. Some days I prefer this stretch. Some days I like to stretch my left leg straight. Now, I'd prefer a strap, so I can just put the strap around the ball of the foot. You can also just do it holding low, but I find today my body's feeling more stretched with my top leg, my left leg bent. So just know that's an option. If you wanted to straighten your left leg, you could. And if you'd like to close your eyes, let your eyes close. Drop your chin down so your forehead and your chin are level. Continue to draw your left thigh towards you. Now we're going to take a pose called sleeping pigeon. And I'm going to hopefully keep it very clear between left and right, but just listen carefully. Let your mind listen to the words, okay? Let go of your clasp, but keep your legs threaded, or your right ankle just as it is above the left knee. And take your left hand, hold the top of your right foot. And then you're going to slowly tip the legs over until the whole outer left leg is on the ground and the sole of your right foot is all the way on the ground. Now your right arm you could cactus if you like. And then the right shoulder would be on the ground, the right shoulder and shoulder blade. But if you feel like you would like support with that right knee, you could just let the right hand rest on the knee, right on the inside to kind of hold that knee up. Now if you're not feeling the stretch, I'm going to give a couple suggestions, because when you find it, that's all I have to say. So, likely your legs are too far away from your left shoulder. So what I want you to do if you're not feeling it is use your left leg, that's your back one, your bottom one that's all the way on the ground. Use it to drag your right foot closer towards your left shoulder. Bring it up, up, up. And if your knee is collapsing down, that's going to take some of the stretch away too. You're trying to keep that knee up to the sky and the sole of your right foot on the floor. And then imagine this whole outer right hip is not only moving away from you, but it's as though you want to lay back on your back, that you would let go of the foot. You're not going to, but just imagine, feel the pull, like you're trying to lay the right side of your sacrum back down to the ground. And oh, like, it's not, it shouldn't feel hurt, but it is a high level of stretch. Some might say discomfort. What other words could we put in there? Synonyms for intense. Yeah? Give me some good ones later. Good. Now, very slowly. It's hard to not go slow here. Bring that back up. Bring that back up. Cross your right knee over your left knee. pause for a moment. Breathe in. Pick your feet up off the floor, reclined cow face. So we're switching subtly the different points in the outer hip. So figure 4, the first one we did, is different than the sleeping pigeon, is different than this one, which is more piriformis. So you can hold the outer edges of your feet, you can hold the inner heels. If neither of those works, you can hold your shins. And if this pose, some people, it's just not the pose. Go back to the figure 4, okay? Those of you that have room to explore a little more depth, begin to bring your feet closer forward so that your legs almost are coming in a line with the knees being a center point, and then you're drawing the feet towards your shoulders. And your low back will lift a little bit here, but energetically, to feel more stretch, imagine you're trying to get more of your back actually back down to the ground, like you're trying to roll your sitting bones back to the floor while you're still simultaneously pulling your feet towards your shoulders. Maybe ask yourself the question again, why do I practice? Why do I practice? Good, and then let go of the feet. Ooh, slowly, I want you to let the soles of the feet come together on the ground. Let the knees open up. And then we'll repeat those 3 hip openers. Second side, left ankle. Now, if you can, you're trying to get your ankle bone slightly outside your right leg. Okay, slightly outside the outer right leg, and thread your left arm between the legs, your right hand around the outside. Clasp your hands, and I want you to switch your grip. So do your unnatural clasp. Just so you keep it fresh, right? The mind notices. It's like, oh, that feels different. Sometimes we have to remind ourselves as we're doing new things, and please always commit to keep doing new things, okay? It's what really helps the mind stay present. And when we're learning new things, that ability for the mind to be present draws us into the moment so much more deeply, obviously. And there's a reason that we have certain things that are repeated, that your mind doesn't have to think 24/7, right? It'd be very strenuous to all day, every day think about every single step and process that we do. But taking time to consciously be in the moment. And one way to do that is to continuously do new things, even if it's something small and simple like brush your teeth with the other hand. Right? Feels like totally different experience. Okay, sleeping pigeon, right hand, bring it on top of your left foot. Let your legs come over to the right until your whole outer right leg is on the ground. The whole outer right leg is on the ground. The sole of your left foot is on the floor. Now remember, if you're not feeling it, scoot your back leg. That's your right one. Scoot your right leg, pushing your left foot further forward towards your right shoulder. So massive stretch here in the whole glute. Glute med, glute max. You can feel it all the things over there, okay? Now, left arm can be in cactus. This is what I prefer. Some of you might like the left hand just inside the knee. Okay, so there's options. You might even be able to use a block. You kind of wedge it against the calf and maybe hold it up that way if you need to. Now this subtle movement, imagine you're trying to, without your left foot actually lifting, but imagine you're trying to lay and unroll so that your left side of the sacrum comes back to the ground. Feel that subtle shift in the stretch. your outer left hip away from your head a little bit more. It's not a big movement. It's subtle. Good, and then slowly bring your body upright. Left knee is going to cross over right knee. Gomukhasana, Supta Gomukhasana. Chin down. And the sacrum can lift here, but energetically I want you to feel like you're trying to move the sitting bones towards the floor as your feet continue to move towards your head. Imagine here, without, again, doing anything, that you're trying to pull your knees apart. Does that shift your stretch a little bit? You don't have to overwork these actions, they just tap into a different space in the body. And then let go of your feet. Again, Baddha Konasana, Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together. And one hand to the heart, yogis, one hand to the low belly. When you're ready, you can go ahead and let your legs extend out and your arms release out. Getting any props that you would like for your Shavasana. So if you want to get your blanket, if you had one, and you could cover up. Let the whole outer body begin to release. And I want you to bring your awareness for this Shavasana today to your heart space. And as you're breathing today, you don't need to do an Ujjayi breath anymore. Just breathe naturally. All I want you to do, though, is focus your awareness on your heart space. And as you inhale, imagine the breath drawing in from the back of the heart, filling up and expanding the chest. And as you exhale, feeling energy from the heart releasing towards the back body. Call this kind of the back door breath. And there's a power to it. Feeling a sense of the true potency of the earth and drawing that into the heart. And as you're exhaling, releasing from the heart things that you're maybe holding on to, letting Mother Earth hold them. The pain, the grief, the loss, the loneliness, the hardship. And you are bringing in, you are breathing in love, acceptance, kindness, compassion, peace, strength, resilience. You may notice a certain warmth that comes into the heart space. As you notice this degree of acceptance. As the mind, body, and heart begin to connect to each other more fully. Slowly start to bring a little bit of movement into your body. Maybe even through a smile. Why do you practice? Stretch your arms over your head. And point and flex your feet a few times and roll your ankles and maybe the wrists. And then bend your knees, place your feet to the earth. Let's roll to our right side. Using your hands, bring your body back upright to an easy seat, palms in together at your heart space. Take a moment to identify a few gifts that this practice has brought to your life. Say them to yourself or say them out loud. It might be self-love, it might be connections, it might be greater acceptance, balancing life, whatever it is. This is why we practice. I know life is different now. I know our practices are different, and this is just one of many, many things that are different. But we are all adaptable, and we can continuously bring good things into our life, whether it's through yoga
or anything that makes you feel joy. That joy is always within you. It's just learning how to access it and tap into it more often. There is always a way, right? Everything is figure outable. Bringing our thumbs up to third eye. Thank you. Thank you for joining me on your mat today, yogis. It is always my deepest honor and pleasure to be with you. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I'd love to hear why you practice. If you wanted to share one thing about what it brings into your life so that hopefully someone you know starts doing yoga, or tag someone, you got to do this practice, or go back to one of the other ones. And I've uploaded pretty much all of them. I'm trying to get them through the end of the year, all onto YouTube. You guys, you can go access these anytime, so you don't have to scroll through Facebook, and I labeled all of them. So you can go back and find them, subscribe, and it'll tell you every time a new one gets on there. Thank you. Your help through all of this. You have no idea. I know I can't see you, but your strength has carried me through these last 6 months too. And so I can't thank you truly enough for showing up and doing these practices. It means the world to me. So thank you, friends. Have an amazing day. Go wish John Finley happy birthday if you see him. And until next time, see you next week.